In here, I've got the Victiv T72 tripod, and this is your 60-second review. All right, so here's the deal. I do a lot of my filming in dirty, muddy, outdoor environments. And because of that, I don't like to spend hundreds of dollars in tripods that could so easily get destroyed when I'm outdoors filming. So not too long ago, I found a company that I've been going through for different tripods. And recently I got this one, and I gotta say, it's awesome. Here's the deal. Right up front, you get a carrying case. It's fine, nothing special about it. I don't really use it except to store it, to be honest. Let's move past that. Here's the actual tripod. Now, I gotta say, this has an extremely solid build. I mean, especially for the fact that this is under $50, it just feels good. It feels durable, it feels solid, and it's also only 4 pounds, so it doesn't feel extremely heavy. So there's a few key features I wanted to touch on really quick. One, it comes with multiple disconnects, and because I bought similar tripods before, now I have quite a few, and I can just leave them connected to different devices and swap them as needed. But this comes with 2 right off the bat, so if this is your first tripod, you're already starting off with a couple. Big plus. The second thing I really wanted to make sure to note is this handle. So I can just grab the tripod really quick on the fly and use this handle to film as necessary. I absolutely love this handle. Seriously. And finally, the third thing, and this is huge for me. This goes from a tripod into a monopod. It extends out, you can use it as you want, hold it back up and stick it back in, and it's part of your tripod. Now this is huge for me because I can usually only have the gear that fits in my bag when I'm out filming. So the fact that I now have a 2-in-1 and I don't have to worry about bringing a monopod and trying to stuff that in my bag too is outstanding. All right, so that's the quick 60-second review. I hope it was helpful.
Hey Amazon, wanted to bring you a review of what has become my favorite tripod of all my tripods, and I'll open it up and show you why exactly that is. Now, this comes in this really neat case, as all my tripods. I keep them in the case. Now, good size. Yeah, not too big, not too small. But let's go ahead and open this up. It has a really unique opening mechanism. You flip it upside down, basically. There you go. And that's the tripod. Each leg definitely does extend to about an extra 3 feet. The top tube over here can be adjusted with this beautiful locking ring. Let's lock that into place. Now, underneath this cover is where the magic's at. Let's go ahead and take this off and I'll show you. All right, now this head is what makes this my favorite tripod. Let's unlock that. And now when I'm doing landscape shots, when I'm doing panoramas, if I'm following my subject, having this smooth resistance on this head makes all the difference. Really feels like a professional high-grade tripod and high-grade head, because it's really what it is. Let's unlock this. You have the ball joint, swivels around to whatever you got to do to make it a steady shot, and can turn 90 degrees for landscape. Portraits as well. All right, let's lock that into place. The mounting plate is also very solid, has a very strong metal base up there. Now these hinges, there you go, unlock that. You can unlock these sturdy hinges to make it a nice and wide base. Yeah, so if you have a heavier setup and you need a wide base to make sure your rig doesn't tip over, this will take care of that. The top tube adjusts. Absolutely love this thing. Now, one additional feature is that this does come with a monopole. You can just unscrew it and attach it to the top of the head. There you go. But I don't have that much use for that, so I just keep that in place. All right, so overall, this was a very good purchase. I absolutely loved using this, and it's become my favorite new tripod. Love it.
everyone, my name is Logan Rando and I'm an indie filmmaker, and today we are unboxing the Gikoto 58-inch travel tripod. Now, I got this tripod because my Viltrox tripod, which is an absolute beast heavy-duty tripod for a budget, is often too tall for my needs. I shoot a lot of narrative film, and when you're shooting actors, you often have to get on their level to do something cinematic. So I've been doing all my lower shots virtually handheld with my gimbal, so although it's stabilized, it's still less than optimal and it wastes a lot of time on set. So in the spirit of upping production value, speeding things up on set, I got this bad boy, and coincidentally I'm going to be taking it on a bit of an excursion this weekend because I'm going to be shooting a documentary on ice fishing. So after we unbox it, we're going to put this thing to the test and see what it can do out in the field. So let's get started and let's get this bad boy unboxed. So here it is. Now, I'll have to admit, prior to unboxing the Gikoto AT24, I was apprehensive. When it comes to film gear, you're often taking a pretty huge risk by skimping out and opting for the budget choice. However, I decided to trust the positive reviews I was seeing and figured that if it didn't meet my needs, I could always return it. First out of the box is the travel bag. The zipper feels nice, nothing that feels like it could break easily. The material of the bag is a light plasticky feeling synthetic that looks like it may repel water, but not necessarily be fully waterproof. Full disclosure, I haven't tested it against water, but upon examination, I wouldn't trust it. Much to my relief, the tripod comes fully assembled and wrapped in a plastic bag. It's always nice to be able to play with and test a product right out of the box with little to no assembly. The only other contents included are the instruction manual, a promotional flyer, an Allen wrench, always nice to have a spare one of those, and a Gikoto membership card? Yeah, I was confused too when I saw that at first. It seemed like a throwaway, but I was curious, so I took a quick look and was surprised to find out that it's actually something useful. It contains a one-time 30% off coupon on a Gikoto product, as well as instructions for registering with their site to get further discounts. I'll probably end up using the coupon, so I kept the card. And now to take a look at the tripod itself. Unfolding it right out of the bag is quick and easy. It's got some weight to it, not heavy in the sense that it could be cumbersome, but enough weight to suggest some build quality. The aluminum legs and ball head feel really nice in my hands. The latch locks, responsible for unlocking the legs for extension and retraction, feel sturdy and operate smoothly, despite being plastic. Some of the other components, like the mounting platform on the ball head and some of the adjustment knobs, are plastic as well. However, they all have relatively smooth action for the price point and appear to be well cut. The removable monopod leg screws on and off very easily. Not something I'll likely use very often, but it's nice to know the option for a removable monopod is there should I need it. The only latches that feel a bit stiff are the metal orange latches at the top of the leg, responsible for adjusting the angles of the leg from the shaft. It took me a little playing around to realize that in order to adjust the angle of a leg, it's easiest to first push the leg in a bit, and then push on the angle latch with your thumb to adjust. I really like this feature, as it allows for some serious versatility when adjusting height. Additionally, the shaft of the tripod that holds the ball head can be adjusted with the use of two twist lock knobs. The knobs operate the same as those on a boom pole in that you twist clockwise to lock and counterclockwise to find that sweet spot that allows for length adjustment. Not my favorite mechanism, as I often have a hard time in a rush finding that sweet spot, but they work just fine with a little practice. At the base of the shaft is a hook for hanging weight for stabilization. I'm super happy to see this hook because at an ultralight 2.8 pounds, this tripod could very easily be knocked over out in the field. More on that later when I take this ice fishing on upstate New York's Lake George. The ball head, despite being a combination of aluminum and plastic, actually feels quite nice and seems to have a relatively smooth movement for the price. With 360 degrees of panning, a knob that loosens the ball head for rotation in the X, Y, and Z axes, your options for angling your camera are very extensive. Further, the tripod legs can be reversed 180 degrees for inverted shooting. This, to me, is really cool. You can get about as low as you'll possibly want with the Gikoto. This is a nice feature for macro shots of ground-level subjects like flora and insects. The camera mounting platform detaches and reattaches quite easily with the use of the platform locking knob located at the top of the ball head. I'll be attaching my Joby ball head to the tripod so that I can quickly swap out all my gear that has the Joby mounting plate attached. Okay, so first impressions are looking pretty good. The build quality is decent with the aluminum. The action on the legs is really nice. It's super lightweight. I can assemble it and take it apart really quickly, and it gets pretty compact when it's all together. So it's only one thing to do, and that's put this thing to the test in the field. So tomorrow I am going to do an interior shoot, and then this weekend I'm going to take this thing out on a frozen lake upstate New York's Lake George, and I'm going to shoot a documentary about ice fishing. So we'll have some great data to see what this thing can actually do, and after that I'll give you my impressions and a preliminary review. So let's go. The Gikoto almost immediately proved its worth during the interior film shoot. Shots like this, where I'm getting on the level of a very low coffee table to focus on a bottle of wine, were previously impossible unless done handheld with my gimbal. Having such a versatile tripod allowed me to get all the shots I needed for the evening scene within the allotted time. This is absolutely huge for me, as time is the most valuable resource on set. I did unfortunately find that without stabilizing the tripod with weight, some camera adjustments like manually focusing the lens to achieve a rack focus, like I'm doing right here, causes the tripod to shake. Nothing some weight and post-production stabilization can't fix though. And now for the Lake George shoot. Boy was it cold, and boy was it windy. This was essentially the gauntlet of all tests for the Gikoto. After setting up, I immediately noticed that the tripod was being displaced by the wind. I decided to weigh it down with a few small backpacks. This worked quite well and seemed to solve the problem. You can see in this shot just how windy it was by the snowflakes that are blowing almost completely sideways. Still, the camera remains quite steady on the tripod. Being able to quickly adjust the height on the fly allowed me to get shots like this without missing a beat. I even gave a pan a try with the ball head. It's not too bad in a jiffy, but could likely use some post-production stabilization. There you have it, guys. My review of the Gikoto AT24 travel tripod. Overall, I definitely recommend this tripod. It's a great solution when you need something lightweight that doesn't take up too much space in your camera bag. Overall, I gotta give it a couple thumbs up. So, if you like what you saw today, go ahead and like the video and even subscribe if you feel so inclined. Oh, and be sure to drop me a comment below and let me know if there's any other budget gear you'd like me to review. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for some more great content.